Hello everybody, Rich J. Tilley, the author. I'm starting to work on a new book. It's about 6 months out, but I'm going to read you the preface. I don't think it's going to change that much until the book comes out. So we're going to get away from the dark stuff and go back to humor again. The preface. Thank you for taking the time to read my light-hearted and humorous self-help handbook, Way Too Unsubstantiated Advice About Life from a Middle-Aged Man. Most of you may have stumbled upon this book, completely unaware of the trailblazing predecessor to this release, known simply as Unsubstantiated. To my pioneering fans, fully acquainted with the first book, I trust you will be excited about the opportunity to dive into some fresh new content. After I completed the editing, fine-tuning, and rewrite to this new follow-up, I feel this follow-up version absolutely stands on its own, even though it is really a sequel. In a rare creative feat, I suspect that this offering might have turned out to be even stronger than the original. Let's see Hollywood do that. We have a picture of Ed here, and he says, "What about Tom Cruise's Maverick? It was better than Top Gun." You might be right, Ed. To summarize, I profess that it may not be mandatory to have thumbed through the pages of Unsubstantiated in order to grasp the wisdom and knowledge offered in this second installment. However, I do realize that it might be necessary to offer my new audience a small overview to bring all of you up to speed of what exactly the synopsis of this book is all about. The content penned in the next 100 or so pages are highly opinionated, completely unfounded, and unsubstantiated words stemming from the mouth of myself, the author. However, in order to get all my thoughts on the table, occasionally I still find it necessary to call upon Ed, my fictional cartoon image sidekick, for some comforting backup. You might know a man like Ed. Growing up a generation ago, he has matured into a stereotypical 100% fully formed middle-aged man, and is the type of character that has an opinion on everything. You know the one. He likes to sit in his worn-out armchair at home, gardening the TV remote control, offering his take on the subject of life. To anyone who is willing to listen or caught in his trap. In my first book, I relied heavily on Ed's point of view and cynical wit because I was still a little wet behind the ears in regards to my own life's experiences. Since collaborating on the first Unsubstantiated project with my son Zachary, time has passed. Life has happened. Several hard knocks have been thrown my way. My skin has become a little thicker. I have become more opinionated about worrying what others think of me, and my agitation towards dealing with other human beings is at an all-time high. 2 years ago, I considered myself a soon-to-be middle-aged man, looking to my fictitious elder Ed for guidance. Now, owning a few more years under my belt, I am thinking that my own transition into a fully formed middle-aged man might be almost complete. Like a man turning into a werewolf, I have metamorphosized. Evidence all around me shows strong indications. The older pants that I still wear today seem to be fitting a little tighter around my waist. and the belt size option of 38 to 44 appears to be the most comfortable purchase option for me now. My hairline has moved up another ½ inch on my forehead, and I feel myself turning into a homebody, craving the comfort of my own house, preferring to stay indoors. On several occasions, I have slipped into my bed covers on a weekday before the hour of 9 p.m. and jumped in the shower in the morning before the birds are even awake. Early to bed, early to rise makes a man with absolutely no social life. Benjamin Franklin. I am paraphrasing here, but what the heck is happening to me? My pretend buddy Ed has realized that I might not need him much anymore and has decided to take a bit of a backseat to me in this new edition. His thoughts and contributions are still highlighted in the cartoon talk bubbles when I allow him to speak, and my outrageous thoughts are in italics. The book was intended to share more life advice, but as I kept writing more material, the new content seems to have turned into an all-out rant. The lively topics offered up are subjects anybody would easily get fired up about, and my final expressed opinions might be considered way over the top. Some of this baseless advice, I must admit, is way too unsubstantiated. Hence, the selected title for the second book. I hope you find the tutelage compelling and highly interesting, with snippets of wisdom. Thanks again to my son Zachary for the added layer of entertainment in his illustrated pieces. The initial advice from the first book, Unsubstantiated, is still true today and needs to be repeated. Life is short. We cannot take it too seriously. Coming soon in the summer of 2023, Way Too Unsubstantiated. Thank you, everybody.